Guys, I seriously thought a lot about what topics to cover for this year-end episode because I've been chatting with so many amazing people this year. Then I remember Nick and our very first chat at the Mobile Digital Conference. So two business development people meeting, wondering what to even talk about. And then, surprise, it was Formula One. So, what started as a casual chat quickly grew, and more people jumped in because no one expected, but actually, we have a ton of F1 fans in the industry. So, buckle up because Nick and I had a blast of building Dream F1 team with people from the industry everyone knows. We matched game characters to drivers and debating who is going to take the championship this year. So, Nick, the stage is yours.
I'm Nicholas Bloom. I am working at Xmarks as the strategic partnerships manager. I'm born and bred in South Africa, but I'm currently living in Hamburg, Germany, and been in the mobile game scene now for a while, and that's how I got to meet you, Melanya. So,
Yeah.
it's great to be on the podcast, and looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun one.
So let's quickly talk a little bit about your career. So you've navigated some fascinating roles in business development. So what's one milestone that shaped your approach to partnerships in gaming space?
So actually, I came from a more economic analytics background and started out in the analytics role. And I think that really shaped kind of how I approach the relationship building side of things. I kind of looked at the data first and then kind of made sure that this relationship would work based
Yeah.
on numbers for a lack of a more concrete approach. And I think the big milestone was probably my first Gamescom where this was about, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. Went to my first Gamescom, and unless you've been to one of the very big events, you don't realize how intense and insane the gaming space is,
Mm-hmm.
especially across mobile and console and PC platforms. But just to see how passionate people are about the space, and it made me feel very privileged to be working in the industry. So I guess that was like the defining moment where I went, I think I found the right industry for me.
Amazing. And looking back, is there a decision, a turning point in your career that you feel made the biggest impact on where you are today?
It was actually when I applied for my working student position while I was doing my master's
Mm.
here in Germany. I ended up at InnoGames working as a market research analyst, and that kind of got everything set in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Got my foot in the door within the mobile gaming space, and I guess I have to thank my wife for that. She was the one who said, "Hey, there's this position open at InnoGames. Why don't you apply?" And everything after that stems from that original decision to try and do some part-time work while finishing off my economics masters.
And you said in the industry from that moment.
I stayed in. Yeah, they haven't got rid of
Yeah.
me yet. I don't know. There's a lot of opportunity for me to kind of branch out, but I'm happy. I'm happy in the mobile space, and I think it's a great industry to be a part of.
That's amazing. All right. So, and now let's switch things up and dive into a very special edition of my podcast, which will be all about Formula One, not about games. Because when I first met Nick, I try to remember. I don't remember how we met, when we met. It was a couple of years ago, 3, 4, 5, I don't remember when. But we randomly started chatting about F1, and then more and more people jumped in. I had more and more chats about Formula One during the conferences, and I was like, that's really one of the hottest topic. Or for a very good advice for business development managers, how to break ice, right? Just to have a small
Yeah,
talk, small chats, and so on. So why not to dedicate this entire episode to this amazing world of Formula One?
yeah.
Let's see, we prepared with Nick. Somehow we managed to I also have here the McLaren Norris helmet. Somehow we matched. But I know that Nick is a fan of some questionable drivers, so we will talk about it a bit later.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's buckle up because we're about to race through the thrilling connections between Formula One and gaming. We'll try to do it. So, first of all, let's start. If you could match any gaming company to a Formula One team, so which pairs would you choose and why? We have it's 2025, so we have 10 teams. I know that from starting from the next year, we will have Audi, not a Kick Sauber, and we will have
Yeah.
Cadillac.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Houston,
let's
yeah.
focus on the teams
Cadillac.
that we have.
Cadillac.
Cadillac, yeah, yeah. Let's
Cadillac, yeah.
focus on the teams that we have now. So let's start from the Red Bull. So which gaming company do you think is more like a Red Bull in a gaming industry?
I think this is a good one, and it's also very tough, right? Because obviously some people are going to have passionate opinions about teams. So I'd like to preface this. This is just Melanya and ours opinions.
Yeah, just
No one, please attack me for this. But I kind of went 10 cents for Red Bull. Riot
mm,
Games. I felt like they've got this global kind of presence like Red
yeah,
Bull. And, Red Bull's kind of had this like massive trajectory through all racing sports. And it kind of mirrors Tencent's rise. And you would never have thought that an energy drink company would end up
yeah.
with like one of the top performing racing teams on the grid. So it's I thought that would be a good matchup there.
And what about Mercedes?
Mm, This is a tough one. This
Maybe
very
Australian developers.
I know, right?
Austrian, sorry,
Yeah,
Australian.
Austrian. That's
That's a
I
hard
think
question, yeah.
I think this was quite a tough one actually because I had in mind, for instance, like Supercell, but then I also
Mm,
felt like Supercell could be Ferrari, and
yeah,
there's these studios that are massive elements within the gaming space. So when you're thinking of your original big racing teams, Mercedes, Ferrari come to mind, McLaren, Lotus. So, there's a lot of teams that could be kind of matched up with big companies.
yeah. We can think of any UK-based companies like Quali, Miniclip as for Aston Martin or McLaren, right? To
Yeah.
match at least the origin of these companies. Ferrari. What about Ferrari?
So yeah, there are again. That's the one, right? Like I was thinking, it Ferrari could be Supercell because it was
Yeah,
the original name. When you were thinking, Clash of Clans back in the day, when
yeah,
mobile gaming really blew up. So if you think of like the original name in Formula One, when Formula One really took over the world, you would kind of think Ferrari. And the same way, I would
mm,
think Supercell would be one of the first names that comes to mind when I think of when mobile gaming became super mainstream
yeah.
in the industry. So again, I think it's up to interpretation. This is actually the toughest
The
kind of
toughest
thought
question.
process I've had to do in a while.
But I think
Uh,
I have in my mind, for example, Haas, right? It's an American company,
yeah,
so we can go to Rockstar Games based on GTA
exactly right.
again, the origin. And if we're talking about Alpine, so this is a French one, right? So
Could
maybe
be
Voodoo,
Homer, Voodoo,
Homo, yeah,
Nation, all, and I
exactly,
kind of like that mix up because Alpine also, aren't the biggest, but they're still present and like all the hyper and hybrid casual gaming elements within the mobile space, it's kind of not the flashy ones, but they're still there mid-table punching, still
yeah,
proving themselves on the grid. So I think it's actually a great kind of uh, overflow. I mean, you could obviously use Ubisoft or someone like
mm,
established, but I like to think of more of the kind of the hybrid casual, hyper casual
yeah.
studios would fit
But
better
that's
with
a good
Alpine.
one. Yeah, that's a good one, and they also like in the middle of the championship rating, so that's a good comparison. And what about RB Racing? So this is should be the studio which got acquired by Tencent. I think
Yeah.
then if you mentioned them as a Red Bull, so who could it be?
You know what? Actually, what's nice, I was actually thinking here, actually also put Voodoo down because it's a studio that kind of it's got a lot to rely on the kind of the how the market was performing at that point in time around COVID. And like in the beginning, no one took Voodoo, seriously, like or at
Mm,
least hyper casual gaming
yeah,
seriously. And then as soon as everyone realized, oh, okay, this is something that's going to be sticking around for a bit, then like with RB Rays with the Racing Bulls, essentially, they've also kind of made themselves known. They still sometimes come out with great
yeah,
results. And, some of their best titles or best drivers end up at very prominent teams. So there's this option
exactly.
of, maybe, some of the ideas that Voodoo have come up with have now been transplanted in these bigger studios when they're designing, different kind of features within the game
Yeah.
that they previously hadn't thought about.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. And a Kicksauber. We can think of Kicksauber as an Audi or as a Kicksauber, which, yeah. So who can be the Kicksauber?
I went Playrix. I went Playrix. So
Playrix.
Garden
Because of the
State.
color?
Yeah, a little bit of an overlap there. I mean, to be honest, when I was thinking of who could be McLaren, the first thing was Papaya Gaming, just because of the colors. So,
True. Yeah. Oh,
and
that's
that
a
would
good
actually
one.
be a
Yeah.
great overlap, right? Papaya
Yeah.
Gaming
Who
and
knows?
McLaren.
Maybe they own some shares there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so Salvo, yeah, I was thinking Playrix. They steady. They've been there for ages. They're a well-known name within the industry. So I went for Playrix for Zalba.
Amazing. And now we will go to a little bit harder question and we will talk about our network, our friends from the industry, because Formula One drivers are known for their unique qualities and it's only 20 of them currently in the world, right? So these are very skilled, talented guys. So who in the gaming business world reminds you most of F1 drivers? I think this will be funny. All of our friends will be laughing, but let's talk about it. So let's take top 10 of the drivers which are currently in a championship order. So let's talk about Lando and Oscar. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. They are McLaren guys. So and
Yeah.
they're fighting for the championship now. So who reminds you of Lando and who reminds you of Oscar?
Wow, that's such a good question. So I think I would probably go with Lando. Someone like has to be British. You can't excuse it. Has to be someone British. So I'm gonna go with Daniel. Daniel.
Oh, good.
The reason I think he would be a good fit is Daniel's got tons of energy.
He's
He's
young.
he's very charismatic. He's constantly doing side missions when you
Yeah.
when you meet up with him. Kind of like with Lando. Lando's always kind of got something on the go whenever you're chatting to him,
Yeah.
and he seems to be everywhere. So I think it's a great matchup there.
And he's young also.
It's yeah, there you go.
All right. So Lando is Daniel. Daniel is Lando.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri is Australian, so it's a hard match, I think.
Ooh, that is a
And it's someone should
very
be really young.
yeah. That's the problem, right? And
Yeah.
who in the industry is
But
super
this person
super
should be
young?
very, I think, calm because Oscar almost never shows the emotions, right? We can see when he's angry, but it's not that angriness as I don't know Hamilton or Lando. We can see clearly when they're angry. Oscar is always like, I think he will have no wrinkles when he's old because his face is always stable. Like he wins or he loses, it doesn't matter. So who we know is a very calm person, professional.
Hmm. I think right now it might be Harry. Harry Foku. So
Harry.
I think
Oh yeah,
very, very calm. Obviously, he can
yeah,
turn it up when he needs to be, but he's really good at what he does. He's very focused. I think he's got that kind of winner's mentality, and he
young
obviously
talent.
he shares a lot of that on LinkedIn, and I think just kind of the ability to stay calm in high pressure situations, it kind of suits
Yeah,
his.
that's a very good one. I agree. Yeah, amazing. Max Verstappen. Who is Max Verstappen?
You know what? It's Gustav. It has to be Gustav. It has to be Gustav. There's no one
Why?
else. Like he's a lovable character, and he's great. Like with Max, you either love or you hate him. And I think with Gustav, he's super energetic, and he's ever present at all the events. So you can never count out Gustav from anything. And I just don't know. I think he's no matter what you want to say about Max, he is such a big part of the racing scene. And the same way, like Gustav's such a big presence in the gaming
In the
space.
gaming industry, yeah.
That's
And they have a daughter. Each of
yeah.
them have a
No, there
daughter.
we go. Good overlap. Good overlap. Yeah.
Amazing. George Russell, another British guy. Adam.
Another wow.
Maybe it's Adam.
It could be Adam. It could be Adam. Both tall,
Yeah,
both British.
yeah.
Uh, I think like yeah. I can't correct me if I'm wrong, but I think George Russell also was at Williams for a bit. So Could
Yeah, he started. He started there.
no, that could be.
That's the best match that we have today.
Yeah, I
I
think
think. Yeah,
that's the perfect one. I think that we've got so far. That's the best overlap. So
yeah.
Adam Smart, yeah, and George
Is it
Russell.
George Russell? Okay, okay. Or Toto Wolff. I think he
Could
will
be
be more
Toto,
Toto.
but I think Adam might pop up again in my Formula One team. So don't worry.
Yeah, Charles Leclerc,
Oof.
the sweetest, the most beautiful guy
Yeah, my wife's
who is
favorite, right?
who is engaged now. So girls,
Yeah.
uh,
Right.
it's
Not only
already
girls. I mean, I think there's a couple of guys that are upset about that too. He's a very good looking boy.
Monegasque,
I,
rare.
I think this one's quite a tough one because I want to go with someone French. So maybe we go Vincent from
From
Tap Nation. Yeah,
Temptation.
yeah,
Yeah,
super likable guy.
good
I feel
looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So he ticks all the boxes. I could have also gone maybe with Mate, but I feel like Mate is a little bit too quiet at the moment. So I'll find he's definitely going to be in the lineup, but I don't think he's a Ferrari driver. I think Mate is somewhere else. So I'm going to go with Vincent for this one.
And another Ferrari driver that we have, Lewis Hamilton.
Oof, that's a good one. Um,
I'm a big fan. Everyone
yes, of course,
should
of
see it.
course. Um, you know what? I think I'll go John Wright. So yeah,
Yeah, super
what
experience.
big presence.
Yeah, champion, like world champions. Oh my God, yeah, that's true. That's John for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, if John can fit in the Formula One car, I think that's his. I think I think he could throw
Oh,
the Formula One car. If he wanted
that
to.
would be hard. This would be hard for any person who is more than 180 centimeters, I think, because yeah, all drivers are not that tall in real life. So yeah, that would be hard.
And I think now with John being CEO of Turborilla, now he's got some expertise in with the crossover with
True
the
with the
motocross
car.
racing. So now
Yeah.
he knows a bit more than we think in the racing
Another
space.
amazing match. Yeah, that's true. Kimi Antonelli, another young
Ooh,
driver, rookie, which shows really good, promising results this season.
uh,
And he is Italian.
I know, right?
It's hard
So
again.
again, I think here we've got to think like, how Max and Kimmy have got this like little like
Yeah.
father son relationship. We've got to think, you know, who's Gustav's underling, you know? Who's Gustav, training to be the next best? I think maybe then we could put Mate. I think we've got Mate in there as Kimmy, but we need someone young. I don't know. Maybe you've got someone in mind.
I think this moment Mate is writing a comment under the video and calling you and saying,
Yeah.
"Okay, we will talk later, guys." All right, so let's move on to Alex Albon. Yeah, because he is the eighth now in the championship. Yeah, ranking.
Yeah. Alex, well, let's think. He's
Oh,
had such a
sorry, from where he is Tyler.
he's
Tyler.
Thai, and he's British.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think his mother is Thai of origin and his father is British.
Mm.
And yeah, so I mean, the thing that's nice with Alex is he's had a crazy kind of route through Formula One, lots of teams. Yeah, he did the classic stints at Red Bull. So who's been in a couple of companies that we know that could be an Alex Albon figure? That's it's a good one. Who do you think that we've got in the current mobile space that could be Alex Albon?
Alex album. That's a hard one. Let me think. Rafael?
Could
Rafael
be,
from Crazy Games.
could be. Yeah, I mean,
He's traveling a lot.
he's also energetic. He's likable,
Yeah.
friendly. Yeah,
They're always smiling.
yeah,
Alex is a very smiley person, same as Rafael. But Rafael is working, stably in Crazy Games for a long time already. So
that's
they
true.
didn't match
That is true.
on this one thing. But let's focus on their smiley, bubbly personality.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that would be Rafael.
yeah,
The
100%.
next one that they have is Nico Hulkenberg. Nico
Oof.
Hulkenberg is German. His wife is Lithuanian. hi
There
to
we
all my
go.
Lithuanian
There you
friends.
go.
Yeah, her name is Egle. She looks very good. I think everyone saw her latest photos on the paddock in Brazil. If not, just Google it. You'll be shocked. Nick is Googling it right
Yeah,
now.
right now as you're typing.
So actually, I think Nico Hulkenberg is you.
You think I'm Nico Hulkenberg?
You live in
That's good.
Germany. You also, kind of have a already stable career because Nico is not a rookie. He's already for some years in the industry. But who do you think Nico can be?
I think that's very kind to put me in the in the lineup. Who is in the industry? Trying to think. That's a great question.
Or it can be Max from Bitra Labs.
It could be. It could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else that I've seen that we've been with recently on the circuit that could be Nico. Maybe Andre Lamata from who's doing Maker's Forge. Uh,
Mm,
the,
maybe.
the recruiting, he's there, he's stable,
Yeah.
Um, but then again, he's Scottish, so I'm trying to think who do we know? Who do we know?
You. It's you. It's totally you or it's Max from Bitra Labs.
Okay, okay.
That's
Well,
that's
we'll
all.
stick with that. We'll stick with with that
And
for now.
the last we have the 10th driver right now is Isaac Hajar. He's also a rookie. It's his first season. And so who do you think
I think the
also?
easiest one would be Hajar, Hajar right now because they got the same name,
Yeah,
Hajar Norderin. But yeah, we need the problem, I guess, if we're going on experience. We don't know too many of the kind of upstarts within the mobile space on tour. So I think we actually should have in the comments if everyone knows of someone they feel is a better match. Maybe just throw in there, and give us a
a
brief
comment. Yeah, yeah, and
a
say
brief
that we're wrong,
explanation.
and this person is Nico Hulkenberg or Lewis Hamilton. It will be lovely to chat about it.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
The next thing that I have for us for today is I want us to create a Formula One team.
Nice.
So let's imagine that we're at the conference or just somewhere else and we need to create a Formula One team. So we need to name it. We need to think who will be team principal and who will be our two drivers. And also we need to make a C-level engineer team, like a couple of guys who is also running and who is sitting near the team principal and watching all the Grand Prix. So let's think firstly how we should name it.
So, I mean, like I said, no, I've got to be a bit biased here. I'm going to have to go with Xbox maybe as the part of the sponsorship team there. But obviously, we can go with two options here. I've either got Xbox Porsche German. So we got a German team joining in, and then my other option was Apps Flyer Jaguar or maybe Lotus, bringing Lotus back.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. We'll ask Adam for approval
I also think I also
for the
think that
name.
I was gonna say, I think also the nice thing with apps flyers, it sounds pretty fast, with flyer, like speed
Yeah,
involved. I thought of another one maybe with Unity, because Unity could also be quite a nice name for
yeah.
for a team. It sounds all joint up. So like, I don't know, Unity Renault or something, something a bit French, a little bit like a little bit
Unity
of
Racing.
Unity Race.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good names for the Formula One teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So, who is your two drivers?
Are we picking people we know in the industry as drivers?
No, we can teach them.
Okay. I was gonna say, are we allowed to pick like any driver, like on the grid? Are we taking,
No, we're
no, in the
taking
industry?
in the industry. Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
So we have Xmox Formula One team. Who are our two drivers?
wow.
John Wright.
John's he's my head of security and he's part of the pit crew, I think.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so I think that's a great question. Who we got
Daniel.
driving?
Daniel.
Maybe Evelyn Herrera,
Yes,
she's feisty. I think she's going to, she's going to dive in at every corner that she gets an opportunity. Uh,
exactly. Yeah.
so I think she's definitely there. Who else? Who we got as a second driver there?
I would put Daniel.
Okay, okay, I see
I
that.
think I think it's a really nice match with Evelyn.
Mm,
They're both very energetic. They're both everywhere. You can count on them, and you will know that they will show up on every Grand Prix. They will
yeah,
fly any point in the world, and they will be prepared. So, Evelyn and Daniel, maybe.
I think that's good, and I think they will play off of each other quite nicely, where so I think the only question would be we might need a reserve driver.
Mm,
Who we got in the reserves? The problem is we don't drive with anyone when we're at conferences, so I don't know who's a good driver.
exactly. Yeah, that's totally true. We can put Mate.
Yeah,
Calm, also everywhere,
true.
experienced enough. So
I
Mate
think
is
so.
our research driver and our main marketing guy that we will use for marketing,
I
right?
agree.
As we had Ricardo in Red Bull,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
probably that
He's
because
giving Bottas energy, just
first of all this one, then he's very experienced with making videos for every conference. So he has some acting skills and experience with cameras. So that's also a good point.
so
Yeah.
he's also that's why after we got into our pit lane, I had Gustav and Mate on my social media team. They're definitely doing all the videos for us.
For sure, yeah. With that falling suitcase, okay.
Exactly. Always the falling suitcase. It has to be there. Then we've got, I was thinking Yanni Tropper from Geek Lab is going to be doing the livery. So doing all the designing for the
Fashion Friday.
Fashion Fridays. So
Fashion
we're going to have
Friday.
Fashion Fridays. I think it's great because obviously then we got right before free practice, we've got Fashion Friday, new outfits every week for the team. Uh, I think who else we got there? We got
Who
so
is
we're
a
going
team
to,
principal?
it's a team principle. I think if it's not you or I, in this case, we've got to have Adam there. He's the only one with actual F1 experience. So,
That's true.
but
We
then
should
again,
put
I
a guy
think,
in charge with at least a little bit of actual experience with Formula. So that's Adam for sure.
yeah, yeah. So he's the easy shoe in there. We've got John on security and pit lane. So I think he will organize all the kind of the engineers. And I was thinking data, we can have both deconstructors of fun and 2.5 gamers. They can be there on the analytics side. They can be
Wow,
running they'll be running all the numbers, making sure everything's, above board.
that's a dream of Formula One team. That's amazing.
I
Wow.
just don't know
Yeah.
I don't know who we've got on the wheel guns though. That's the only question.
That's for the guys who is doing internships in Epsilon, Pixel Federation, what we have,
Yeah,
and any
okay.
other companies, and they have amazing teachers and the guys who is like showing them how it should be done, like Adam, John, Yanni. So
Yeah.
that's would be our.
I think that's a pretty good F1 team. I think we'll do pretty well in the season.
That actually sounds good. We should prepare a business plan and go somewhere in the industry with this one. That's for sure. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now we have our favorite conferences: Pocket Gamer, Games Forum, GDC, Gamescom, and also we have a lot of Grand Prix through the season in different
Mm,
countries. Which one? Some of them are super huge. Some of them are super fancy. Like Monaco. Some of them are the a little bit new ones, like Las Vegas, right?
yeah.
And all of this. So major gaming conferences also each have their own flair. And if you had to assign a different F1 Grand Prix to events like Gamescom, GDC, and so on, so which will be what and why? So let's start with Gamescom. The huge
Gamescom,
one, the biggest
yeah.
one,
It's got to be Monaco's. It's
Monaco.
I'm going
And it's
Monaco.
also super expensive. Yeah, that's true.
It's expensive. It's the one that everyone wants to attend.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say probably acts against it is that Monaco is quite exclusive, whereas Gamescom is still open a bit to the masses.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think it's going to be Monaco. the
But
one on the agenda that everyone is looking forward to. It's going to be on the circuit until Formula One ceases to exist. So
yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
think Gamescom will be around for as long as gaming is around.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also it's relatively close. I mean, it's Monaco, it's
Mm,
Cologne. It's probably, I don't know,
yeah,
5 hours by car.
exactly. And the hotel prices should be almost the same.
Oh my god, dude.
That's for sure. All right, let's go to GGC. So, maybe any Grand Prix in the United States?
Oh, so actually, I went here with Silverstone, but I agree it could be
Mm,
somewhere. It could be a states one. The only reason I went for something that's established like Silverstone is because GDC has been around a long time.
yeah.
If we were going to do America, I'd probably do the Texan Grand Prix, so the
Mm,
Circuit of America.
yeah.
It's big, it's flashy. There's no real races on the West Coast, so I think
Yeah.
that would be a good mix up. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one.
And if we're talking about Pocket Gamer Connects, it shouldn't be Silverstone.
So you know what? I could be. Actually, I've gone. So PGC, I was thinking between Silverstone and Monza because
Mm,
with PGC, it's mobile, one of the only mobile focused ones,
yeah.
and it's fast, it's dynamic, and Monza's the fastest track of the year. So I was
Yeah.
thinking it's
Yeah.
it's probably got the most similarities. Silverstone too. I mean, it's got history and it's got speed, and I guess yeah, it could also overlap quite nicely with PGC. But I feel like Monza's kind of just quicker and a little bit more
Yeah.
flashy. And I think the team at Steel Media and the Pocket Gamer team always go like above and beyond to make everyone feel,
Mm,
you know, special and that
yeah.
and so unique.
And it's also always busy, at least in London.
Yeah,
Everyone is running
crazy.
around and everyone wants to go there. It's also same with Monza. Like my husband dreams about going to Monza, not to go to
Mm,
Monaco, Grand
yeah.
Prix or somewhere else. It's like, no, 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 Monza. I wanted to go to Monza.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that's where I think the PGC London and the Silverstone was it going to be an easy comparison.
Mm,
That's why I went with Monza there, just to kind of like tie in the speed
mm-hmm.
and agility of mobile gaming and the speed of Monza as a track.
And the last one, Games Forum.
Oh,
Games Forum, different countries. They have San Francisco, Vietnam, Barcelona. They also they had Cyprus, so different locations. Which country reminds you of Games Forum?
so okay, I went with Spa.
Okay.
Think in if we're going on like different locations, we could also do Suzuka. So we could do Japan as a
Yeah.
track. It's very complex. It's the same as Spa. It's quite intense. It's a very the tracks when you go to the games forum, like the learning sessions are very in depth and
Yeah.
it's not a light-hearted conference. You go there and you learn.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the overlap was Spa and maybe Suzuka also is a good match there. With Suzuka, you got those big like sweeping S turns and
Yeah.
it's very challenging on the drivers. It's not just like laid back having a drink and a conversation about life. You're there to learn and as well as to network at the same time. So I don't know. What do you think? Is there another track that you would pick for games for?
I think the comparison that there are different tracks and you need to learn this is a very good one because I've been only to Games Forum London
Mm,
this year, and that's totally true. They have totally different vibe, not comparing to any PGC conference or any others where you running from meeting to meetings, busy corridors, a lot of people. They have more like calm energy where you can calmly talk with anyone, and there are so many tracks like lectures,
mhm.
workshops on different topics. So I really like this. So I would agree on this
Oh,
and
cool.
this one. And I have the last game for us. I'm trying to connect games and F1 a little bit more. So I have famous game characters, and let's try to connect these game famous characters to the drivers,
Yeah.
to the real F1 drivers that we currently have. So let's start with the first one, Mario from Mario Kart. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, of course.
He's a quick guy, experienced, So who could it be?
So I've got gone Sebastian Vettel.
Sebastian
Uh,
Vettel. Okay.
Braced for Ferrari, so he's got that a bit of Italian in him. He's quick, he's lovable. I feel like when Vettel left the sport, there was a big gap that he left, in terms of his energy and his persona. He was always having fun
Yeah.
in the kind of the post-race interviews. He obviously took the racing very seriously, but at the same time he was quite light-hearted.
Mm.
And I think that's where the overlap with him and Mario are probably pretty much the strongest.
I think we also can put Fernando Alonso here. He is the oldest guy.
I could not find the perfect spot for Fernando. He's
Seriously.
basically almost every character possible that you could have in gaming.
All right, and the next one, Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's your favorites. It's Lewis. I've gone Lewis
Why?
Hamilton. He's quick. He's one of the all-time greats.
Also oldest ones, yeah.
So I think he's also, I guess, like Sonic. The only difference with Sonic is he's quite upbeat, and whereas Lewis is very focused. He can be very,
Yeah,
demure
like a
most of the
serious,
time.
yeah.
Serious character, but he's rapid. He's quick. And I think that's I went with Sonic there. I think also he's a bit flashy. His outfit choices. I could imagine him just having like a pocket full of rings that he like throws
Oh
out.
yeah, easily, yeah. What about Gerald from The Witcher?
There's only one. I think I went with Kimi Räikkönen. So the original
Oh,
Iceman, just no speaking, just chilling,
doing the job and going home. No
maybe
interviews,
just a grunt,
nothing.
getting on his yacht at Monaco, just whatever he wants.
Oh, guys! At this point, I need to pause the video, and I will insert the moment when he's sitting on his yacht. So
With
it is,
outfit off, yeah.
yeah, he's in jacuzzi, he's drinking champagne or whatever he had, and he's just looking at the Grand Prix because he had a crash. So by the rules, he should be in the garage taking interviews and talking with engineers and so on. But he's like, just fuck off, guys! I'm going to my yacht. So good luck.
Yeah, and I feel
That's
like
true.
that's The Witcher in a nutshell, just
Okay,
I don't
that's a
care.
good one. So, who will be Lara Croft?
I went Fernando. So this is where I put Fernando. I feel like
Okay.
he's resourceful. He's got lovely long
Mm,
hair. He always seems to be just outrunning danger, holding up the pack in Hungary. So, I
hmm
think he's giving me some strong Lara Croft energy there. I don't know who have you gone for Lara?
I would place Susan Wolf. She's not like a driver now. It's a
Yeah,
Total Wolf's wife, but she also runs F1 Academy.
yeah,
So I think if we're talking about any woman that I know, that would be her because she's super strong. She is also very
yeah.
professional and she is running an F1 academy for women to race also in F1. So
I
that
was
would be
also
her.
I was also thinking of Claire Williams potentially for Lara Croft. Same thing, just handling a chaotic team, trying to
Yeah.
keep everybody alive in the Formula One season. So I think there's unfortunately not like a lot of very visible women in F1 when there should be, because they are a huge
Yeah.
part of it, and it would have made
Oh, no, Nick. It should be that's girl from Red Bull, which is Max Verstappen, a strategist.
oh yeah,
I don't remember what's her name, but she is always sitting also during the races, and she's one of the best strategists
yeah,
that F1 actually had, like in history. She's the only one woman I think which is running like engineers stuff in the Red Bull, and she was the one who also helped Max actually win all the Grand Prix that
yeah,
he had because she was his strategist. So I don't
yeah,
remember her name, but I will insert it.
yeah.
And I will insert her picture. I will find
Again,
her. She's a
yeah.
brunette, and I think she's German, if I'm not mistaken, but I can be
Mhm.
mistaken. So we'll
I
find
mean, you
her.
could also, in that case, then say maybe Lewis Hamilton's personal assistant, the one who's been with him like
Oh,
basically all through his wins. Yeah.
and Angela,
Yeah, Angela, yeah.
and
She's always there.
yeah,
She's
that's
a
true.
huge part. Yeah.
And she's also sporty, so that's a
Yeah.
good one. So look how many women we have in
Yeah.
F1. Amazing. Let's go. Master Chief from Halo.
So I went Michael Schumacher here. I think just because he's like a huge figure within the law of Formula One. Obviously, he's still present, but obviously he's no longer
He's not
racing
racing.
anymore. But the
Yeah,
name Schumacher just
everyone knows it.
separated from Formula One. And I think Halo is the same. You can't really talk about gaming without talking about Halo
Mm,
at some points, or, Master Chief and what he did to for the
mm-hmm.
franchise. So I think that's a really good kind of
Yeah,
overlap.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Kratos from God of War. Who is Kratos?
So I've gone Max Verstappen.
Max
He's the god
Verstappen.
of war. He doesn't back down from any fights. Uh, he's,
That's true.
he's aggressive. He's assertive.
He always fights, ready for fights. Yeah.
Exactly. He's always ready for fighting. I mean, if you played the most recent God of War, he's trying to raise his son in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone as Kimmy. I've gone as Kimmy Antonelli is now his son within F1, uh, protecting him, teaching him, and yeah, I think that was probably the best one. Besides, obviously, one that's coming up just now, but
All right, another one. I have four more. Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
Charles Leclerc. He's the I've gone Charles. He's
Because
the
Van
captain.
is all these locations from Assassin's Creed.
Exactly, and he's I think Charles right now, besides for Kimi, is the closest to Italy. So being
Mm,
Monegasque and the Italian border is just around the corner, I feel like
yeah.
also that he would be an assassin. Like he's like more like a spy. Like he could easily kind of navigate crowds and
He
kind of
has these
blend in.
vibes, like a calm, very like not very loud person,
Exactly,
but he's almost always on the top. Like how he's doing it. It's like, yeah, that's
exactly
true.
right. He's
That's
just
true.
sneakily there all the time. So I think he's a good easier.
All right. The next one is Link from Legends of Zelda.
I've gone Lando Norris because I like because Link's like, small, happy, bounding around, but always doing side missions, either DJing, doing
Fighting in
online
Amsterdam.
racing, streaming, you know,
Modeling.
modeling. He's doing
Yeah.
basically anything he
Yeah.
can with every minute of spare time he's got. And I feel like anyone that's played with Link with Zelda, you're constantly doing side missions. It's very seldom that you're just doing on the kind of main quest. You're always looking for something to do on the side.
Amazing. Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
I've gone Daniel Ricciardo.
Okay, why?
I think I've gone that. I don't know if you've played the Uncharted series, but Nathan Drake, like in those kind of cutscenes, he's surviving by like the smallest millimeter every time. And I feel like that was Daniel Ricciardo's Formula
Career.
career. He was
That's
just hanging in by a thread. And he's also a very likable character. And he was doing everything he could for the team. So I think that was like Nathan and Daniel have almost identical personalities in that way.
yeah, that's true. That's totally true. And the last one, Sid the Sloth from the Ice Age.
Yeah. So
Let's do appearance wise and let's do character
I
wise.
feel
We will show you guys. It
there's
will be here. It's like the same picture. Yeah.
There's no disputing. There's no disputing the side by side for appearance. But I've gone for characteristics. I've gone for Marzipan. So for those of you who don't know Marzipan, he was in the F1 about 4 or 5 seasons ago.
Tragic career story.
And if you've ever watched Age, Sid the Sloth was constantly just making everyone's life more difficult. And I
Unlucky.
feel like
Yeah.
Marzipan was doing that for his team. So
He
it's
was always crashing. He always has some problems.
it's
It's like
never him.
catastrophic. Catastrophic. No, 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 no. I think no one wants to remember these times.
Yeah.
No, no, no,
No,
no.
no, no, no.
All right, amazing. We have our Formula One team. We know which conferences reminds us which Grand Prix. We had fun on the game characters. Now is the last question for today. Who do you think will be the 2025 Formula One champion? You have three guys to choose from. Now it's Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, and Lando Norris.
So I can't. I mean, as you can see, I'm gonna have to go Lando here.
Max is out.
No, no. So I'm going Lando. I'm going Lando here.
Lando.
But I feel that if anyone is going to upset this, it's going to be Max. So
You think?
you know what? I'm glad that I'm glad that this season is exciting. You know, it
Yeah,
felt like it was going to run away from us, where it was going to be decided with 8 races to go, and
yeah.
now we've got a very competitive season on our hands. So in that case, I kind of hope that it does go all the way down to the wire, so that you can see a real title contention race uh, at
I
the
don't
end.
think that Max will have it. It's a very small chance. Of
Yeah,
course, anything can happen, and we
yeah,
know that Lando is also not super lucky guy.
yeah.
And Oscar is a little bit upset and tired, I think, at the end of this
Eh.
season. But I don't think that it will. I really want it to be Lando. You know why? Yeah. First of all, let me talk like this. I really want it to be Lando
Okay.
because because I
Uh,
think that it's his eighth or year in the Formula One or seventh. So he's like a or a 6 year. So he's a long time already like a Formula One driver. And McLaren had amazing season, right? This year they won the championship already since a lot of years past the
yeah.
last when they last time won. But I would be feel if I would be Lando and the Oscar would win, I would
Oh,
feel
I'd be also
it would be horrible because Oscar is only it's his second season, right?
second
And
or
he's
third.
still
Yeah.
so young. And
Well,
yes, he's so talented and so on, but it would be devastating. I think Lando will
crazy.
be just quit.
I think he would disappear and go do one of his side quests and come back and then
Oh,
win the season he returns. But I agree. I think Lando's got it in the bag. I just feel that, yeah, you're right. I mean, if Oscar has to take it after, kind of the track record that Lando's helped rebuild McLaren back to its kind of former status from like the 80s and 90s,
yeah.
I think he deserves this championship.
At
I
least
am I
once.
am
At least once.
just once, just once. And I think my wife showed me a statistic recently that for the he's won at 13 different venues, so he's broken the record. He's never won twice at the same venue without. So he's basically every victory he's had has been at a different venue. So it's just crazy, like it shows how good he is as a driver, that it's never he's like only good at one venue. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully, he can carry on adding some wins, and hopefully you can watch him take the championship.
I hope when they will have the Abu Dhabi Grand
Hmm.
Prix in December, I will be same time in United Arab Emirates. So I really hope that one day I will hear how all the Abu Dhabi and Dubai celebrating Lando Norris
Yeah.
victory,
Yeah.
because I think everyone will celebrate it there. So we'll see, Nick. Our predictions are correct or not. Let's wish Lando luck.
Yeah, we wish
He
him
will
Lando
need
all
it.
the best. Yeah.
He will need it. So wow, that was very fun. That was very unusual
Yeah.
to talk about Formula One. We connected it with games, so it was always also fun. And yeah, I want to thank you for coming to this special edition of Formula One versus Games
Ah,
podcast. It was really fun. And now I know that you're not only the Mazepin or someone
stroll.
else's
A stroll.
fan, but also Lando Norris's fan. So that sounds better.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fantastic. Thank you so much for the invite. It was a great idea, and actually a great topic, because there is so much overlap between Formula One and the gaming space. And it is surprising. I remember we started speaking about it at Moby Dictum, and that's where it all started last year. And that's when people started joining us. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
Formula One fans within the gaming space. And so it's been a great chat. I've really enjoyed it. The questions were fantastic, and thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed it. So looking forward to seeing how the season progresses, and I guess I'll see you in London for PGC.
Yeah, we'll see each other already next year. So
Perfect.
happy holidays, happy Christmas. I'm already prepared for all the celebrations that we have. Yeah. Wish Lando a good luck.
Best of luck, Lando. Thanks, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you too, Melanya.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.
And there you have it. Plenty of twists, turns, and unexpected pit stops as we explored everything from partnership strategy to which Grand Prix would be Gamescom. So, Nick, thank you so much for jumping into the driver's seat today for these special episodes. Your insights, racing analogs, and quick-fire answers were an absolute blast. And to everyone tuning in, thanks for racing along with us. If you've got your own F1 to gaming matchups, predictions for the 2025-2026 champions, or just want to nerd out some more, drop a message and let's keep the conversation rolling. And keep your engines running, your network strong, and remember, in both games and racing, it's all about who crosses the finish line with style. See you soon.